Hello, guys. Hello, and good morning. Happy weekend to you guys. Just gonna wait for others to join us. It's gonna be a very quick live stream. Hello, everybody. Good morning. So, I'm just going to get started. Happy weekend to you guys. How are you all doing? I hope you all had an amazing night. So, I came across a video on Facebook, and yes, I had to run kurukere everywhere to go find the source of that video because nowadays you don't know what video you come across, and then it's a end of that content that they do. So I was watching this young lady's video on when I saw it on Facebook, and I was like, I'm not so sure. Like, is it content? Is it real? But then obviously looking at her tears, watching her. So within that video, I was able to find her TikTok page, and there she was obviously, discussing what happened to her. So the story, according to her, was that she overworked her student visa, and now the Home Office has written to her that she needs to leave the United Kingdom. And obviously, there's more to the story. So I'm going to go to our TikTok page right now, and so we can both listen to the video together. And you guys know there's been a lot of changes in the UK recently, like the work care work visa. There's no longer care worker visa. They are changing a lot of things. Even if you're a student, there are some requirements that is needed, that you must achieve, that you must attain. And then once you finish studying, you are only allowed to stay 18 months. It used to be 2 years, and after 18 months, if you're not able to secure yourself a job, either if you're not even able to switch your visa, you either have to leave. But this lady's story is very, very emotional, and I felt like she knew not to do what she did. But obviously she has her reasons, right? She has her reasons, and even though she has her reasons, I would have imagined that she would have actually go sought advice or help from either the student services of a uni, or if she's a Christian, she goes to church, right? Because in the diaspora, if you have any issue, whatever the issue might be, if you attend any religious faith, if you attend any religious faith gathering, you should be able to go there and or ask for help or even seek for advice, even if not for help. Because like I said, I think I mentioned it on my channel before here that about just after COVID, there was a lot of international students that came into the UK, and a lot of them came to Glasgow. And yes, my church, there was about almost 10 or 15 of them that they used to attend MFM in Nigeria. So upon getting to Scotland, they found our church, and my pastor and the committee of the church, they provided food every Sunday, anytime, every Sunday that these new students come to church. Already cooked meal, cooked food, and then dry food, toiletries, all of that. They provided to them every Sunday that they come to church. Most of those students now, I don't think most of them come to our church anymore. I don't even think I recognize any of them. Maybe a few of them, but majority of them no longer comes to our church. So I would imagine that if you're a Muslim or if you're a Christian and you have some sort of issues going on in your life that you don't have any siblings or family that you can run to, you should be able to run to those places. But before I even divulge all I have to say, let's watch the video together, okay? I'm gonna go to our TikTok page right now. Let me share my screen with you. I'm gonna go to our TikTok page and let's listen to what happened and what led to her doing what she did. Okay, so this is a video here, and according to her, she said, I am a final year student at York St. John. My visa was cancelled after a 4-month history work breach. So she breached her working student visa. As a student, you're only allowed to work 20 hours a week. So she breached that requirement for 4 months, which means that she overworked at 20 hours. I don't know how many hours in total she did, but she broke that rule. If you are watching, if you are a student here, you should know. Nobody has to tell you, should know not to breach any requirement that allows you stay in the UK. Whatever your visa, you should know because you have been told what you can and what you cannot do. So for her, she knew, she still went ahead and do, even though she had her reasons, and I empathize with her. She's in a very, very dire state. Like, she's needing help right now. And I just had to bring this video, not because I want to come and shame her or because I want to come and put her on the blast. No, she's desperate in need. And, I just thought, let me be one of those people that will help her, broadcast that video because they can never tell where this video will reach. And somebody will be able to reach out to her and say, oh, you know what, do this, do that, do this. So according to her, and my visa was cancelled after a 4-month historic work breach during a mental health crisis after my father's death. So she lost her dad, which was the reason why she decided to go and do more than 20 hours that she was allowed to work. Apparently, her dad was the one financing her studies. So she said, no possible way out, no forgiveness, no way of completing my BSc. So let's listen to this video, okay?
Come out like this, feeling so vulnerable, and
Yeah, guys, there's a lot of crying, okay? Right, I don't know what's happened, but let me refresh this page. It was asking me to log in again. Shit. What do I do here? Continue as guest. Yeah.
and
Let's start from the beginning.
I never knew that one day I would come out like this,
Please like the live stream, guys.
feeling so vulnerable, and there's some pain to talk to you guys. The journey of 3 years, the journey that I wanted to celebrate so much, the journey that everybody around me has wanted to celebrate. It's just I just ended on the way with no opportunity.
Why do you think foreign workers?
I've been in the UK for 3 years now.
Resources
I came to the UK 2022 to complete my, get my BSc. It's been a hell of 3 years. I came in 2022 and 2023. My dad passed away.
So her dad passed away. You guys heard that she came in 2022 as a student. So her dad passed away. So she's going through a lot. My
My
condolences to her.
sponsor passed away, and I was left in this state of nowhere. Nobody to run to. It was hard. It was so hard to the extent that I had to feel the barrier of my dad. I had to feel the barrier of my dad on a video call.
For the fact that she was a student and she suffered such tragedy, I would have imagined that if she really wanted to be there for her dad's burial, she could have asked at uni for a leave for her to go home to bury her dad. And I understand where we should get the money from. I clearly understand because things like this, nobody ever plans for them. So if she really wanted to be there, because at times some people, when they lost close families like that, being able to be physically present when that person is being buried helps them get closure that okay, this person is no longer here. I remember when when my father-in-law and my mother-in-law passed away, it was nothing we were preparing for. It happened suddenly. At some point, my husband thought he was not going to be able to attend. He had to buy a ticket at the last minute. We're like, no, I have to be there. I have to be there. So him attending and coming back helped him a little bit, that he did not have to break down. And obviously, he asked me, he has lots of people around him supporting him. So I felt like this lady wouldn't have been the way she is right now if she's actually let the union know. They will have given her some sort of discretionary leave, which will allow her, if she really wanted to be there for her dad's burial, which will allow her to go. But then again, I understand the cost of flight tickets to Nigeria is not cheap. So yeah, just had to chip that in.
I was devastated. I was confused. I was I was in a state where
Please like the
I
live stream,
was
guys.
like, the world has come to an end. But I told myself, and my dad has always wanted me to be a graduate, and this is the dream he wanted for me. And somehow, I had to graduate at least with first class to make him proud. That way, I won't feel much guilty of not being there when he died, of not being to his burial. I've been struggling. I've been struggling. Anybody that has been in the UK will know that it's not easy, especially when you are a student. You have
And I agree with her, especially if you are a student and you're on your own. It's a different case if both of you are, yeah, maybe you have a husband or a partner. At least one would either be a full-time worker, the dependent would work full-time to support you, and the student can concentrate. But if you are just like a BSc, you are on the undergraduate student, except you have like inflow of support, like you have somebody behind you supporting you 247, like cash, all of that. It will be hard if you don't have someone like that. So yeah.
to carry all the burdens. You have to carry everything. You have to pay for your school fees. You have to make living expenses.
And then again, this is not me not being insensitive here. If you're coming into the UK as an international student, you will have provided proof that you're able to afford all of your living expenses. They will have asked you to pay some sort of money. They will have asked you to bring some sort of proof to show that once you enter, you will not become destitute. Once you enter, you will not start facing issues. You will have been able to show all of that proof. So for her, maybe that was not the case with her. Maybe that was not the case with her. But like I understand, it seems her dad was the one funding her studies abroad, and just like you heard there, it was her dad's wish that she become a graduate, at least have a BSc to her name, which I will always like. As an African parent, each and every one of my children must is a must. No, like no way out. Is a must. At least go to school, get a degree. Whatever you choose to do afterwards, it's none of my business. But it's a must. So I understand where she's coming from. Yes, it's not easy, especially if you're an undergraduate student and you're expecting funds from back home. And then funds from back home, naira to pounds, is not easy. But then when you're making your application, you will have shown evidence of this proof, because if you don't have evidence of these proofs, you wouldn't have been able to get your student visa in the first place. So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like the world coming to an end. But I held on. I held on so tight. I held on so tight. And just at the end of it, just it's close. At the end of it. So when I was going through this trauma of my dad passing away, I didn't know that it's gonna prolong that much, We never know. The depression, or we all talked about, happens to everybody differently. After my dad died, I was feeling guilty. Maybe I was the reason why he passed away. I was just somehow feeling guilty. And only feel happy when I'm around people. And this country being a very busy country.
And I understand why she's feeling, because according to her caption, she says, my journey of 3 years studying in the UK just ended with immediate effects. The Home Office are wanting her to leave as soon as possible. Okay. So,
Please
yes,
don't.
any of you here watching this video, if you know of a way she could get help, I'm going to pop our TikTok page. I'm going to pop it in the comment section. If any of you knows of a way to help her out, please do not hesitate to do so. She seems like a young girl to me, maybe in her late 20s, or yeah, maybe early or late 20s. She definitely deserves help. So I still feel there's something that she can do. But let's keep listening so you understand what's going on here.
Only at work. Because I had to work. Even if I'm passing through all this, I need to work. I still have to work to pay for my school fees. I have to work to make a living, even if I'm passing through all this. So I made a mistake. I made a mistake with. I overworked unknowingly.
There's no way you will have said unknowingly. This is what, like, no, when people, I understand that she's going through a lot. You've been in the UK. I don't know what year of study she is, but one of the requirements that each and every Nigerian community, or even at your school, you will have been told you are not allowed to work more than 20 hours a week. So she's saying that she overworked unknowingly. I don't believe that. You know not to work more than 20 hours a week. So she's saying, I overworked unknowingly. I'm sorry, miss. You know you're not allowed to work more than 20 hours a week. And I believe you are allowed to work maybe more than your 20 hours during the summer period. Summer period often lasts for about, I think, about 6 weeks or 12 weeks of holiday or something. So I think within the summer holiday, you are allowed to maybe do extra hours, but I don't know. Don't quote me, okay? I might be wrong, but certain period of break within your studies, I believe you are allowed to work maybe just a little bit more. But she's saying that she unknowingly overworked. I don't believe that. I don't believe that one bit, because this will have been part of the requirements. Like, she will have had a paperwork saying this is what you're allowed to do, this is what you're not allowed to do, and there's no way you will overwork that the Home Office would not know. Because I saw some comments were like, "Oh, how did the Home Office know?" It's not as if maybe they go about checking that somebody must have reported her. Duh, she has something called National Insurance Number. Anytime you work, your wages goes to HMRC. Any hours of work, because let's say, for it depends on the kind of job she does. There's going to be a certain amount of money. Maybe she works, let's say she works 20 hours, and every month since she has been in the country, let's say, for example, a monthly wage will have been maybe 1,500. That's just an example. So for the duration of her studies in the UK, she will have been earning £1,500 monthly. There, like I said, there will be the times where maybe some breaks within the studies, maybe during all day, you're allowed to work slightly more. They will take all of that into consideration. But she's saying that she overworked for 4 months. She must have worked whereby maybe that wage has doubled, maybe threefold. So as you work, any job you do is recorded against your national insurance number. Your wages, like me, I've got such app. Every money I earn every month is listed there. So the Home Office don't need to go and check up on her. The Home Office don't need to know. There's a way it will be flagged now that we have a system whereby the system now in the UK is allowing the HMRC to actually contact your bank to have access to your bank account to see how money is entering and coming out. I don't know how they're able to justify it, because for me, I believe it's an invasion of privacy. So I believe she knows not to have worked more than 20 hours a week, but she did anyway. Yes, I'm being empathetic here. She lost her dad. Her dad is her dad is funding her education. She lost her dad, so that financial aspect coming from her dad was no longer available. But in that instance, she could have just maybe taken some time off, or sought an advice, or even go to uni. Uni might be able to even help her. Yes, as an international student, if you're struggling at some point, there's student services. They might not be able to give you cash, but they might be able to provide you with some basic needs, maybe toiletries. Maybe you can even go to the food bank and all of that. And I understand she has to pay bills and all of that. But like I said, there's no way she would have. She's saying to me that she's saying here that she unknowingly overworked. I don't know what year of study she is. So she's saying she unknowingly overworked. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't.
My employer messaged me last year, May, to say that
Oh,
the
sorry, guys. I
office
just saw your comments.
called them, and I gave them my
Welcome,
receipts,
Atu.
and they
Welcome, Dachoki,
submitted to the
Rita.
home office, and I thought everything was fine. I
I
was
didn't realize you people were there. So let me read your comment. Hello, Dachoki. Welcome. Atu, long time no see. How are you? Our uncle, our big brother in London. Bro, you need to send me some good stuff from London or good food. Rita D said, you are right. Students are allowed to work more than 20 hours outside term times. Thank you so much, Rita, for confirming that. And if in doubt, people should always ask questions. Absolutely. Like I said, I don't know what year of study she is. Maybe I don't know if she's in second year or third year, but she's saying that she unknowingly overworked. That's a big fat lie. She knew what she was doing. Yes, I understand she has to pay bills, she has to pay rent, otherwise she will become destitute and all of that. So I don't agree. I know that overworking unknowingly is a big fat lie. She knows. Okay, she knows. So there's a reason all uni have international students teams and all. Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, I've met with some international students before. I know of some that even in my own way, I am still supporting them when it comes to like food and stuff like that. Like, it's not everything that you do out of, in your charitable way that you put out there. Till tomorrow, I still have international students who just arrived in the UK that I support in my own way when it comes to like food, checking up on them, because I know some of them are quite young and I'm more or less like a big auntie to them. So I support them, checking up on them. How are you doing? I hope you're all right, blah, blah, blah. At times they might text me, oh, I want to go somewhere. How do I get tickets? How do I do this? No, I put them through, oh, use your student card to do this. You can get it for cheap. I offer all of those support for people like that. And I don't charge a penny because I want, like I always say, that when I give such help to people, I'm doing it because my own children are also at university and I want them to be able to get help without even stressing, which is why I do all of this. This is my own way of putting back into the community for my African people. So she could have gone to student services to go ask. There will have been communities. If she's a Christian, she goes to church. She could have asked at church. If she's a Muslim, she could have gone to the Muslim community and asked them, like, come, what is going, how do I go about this? That's why at times, some of us, I understand some people, we are introverts. We don't want to put our matters out there. But when you are in a place whereby you are by yourself, you're on your own, you can't think clearly, then you need to speak out and ask for help. So Atu said, we like disobeying rules. Exactly. These rules are there for a purpose. These rules are there for a reason. So you flaunting it, Omo, you are now crying. The home office have asked her to leave immediately. So rules, and when consequences comes for us to face it, we start claiming victim. Exactly, that's what she's claiming. And guys, I'm not being insensitive here. I understand that yes, she lost her dad. That's a real shock to her, and I believe she's very, very young. But then these rules are there for a purpose. You just don't say because you're going through stuff, you now decide to go and overwork. I don't even know how she even have the power or the mind to even work that much. Because yes, you love somebody so dear to you, you would want to take things calmly, slowly, so that it doesn't affect your studies and stuff like that. But hey ho, I'm not in her shoes, so I wouldn't know. But she's saying that she unknowingly overworked. I don't believe that, but let's keep listening. Oh, so she says she's a final year student. So she has been in the UK for almost 3 years, since 2022. So she knows that it was 20 hours she's allowed. So she knows.
I was scheduling my hours. I was doing it. I tried as much as
I agree with you, Rita. Even me, while I was at uni, I did not have that cheap, but because I know, say that fund they there, I applied. Where I've been to uni twice. I've got 2 degrees under my belt. During my first degree, even when I was not going through hardship, I applied and I got extra money. I applied, and with all of that, they were still paying childcare for all of my 5 kids while I was studying for my information technology degree. They were paying, and I still applied because they were like, "Oh, how do you do it? 5 kids, blah blah blah, transport, this, that." Immediately they said that, me, I put in an application. I got loads of money throughout my 4 years of study. Same thing when I went for my second degree for nursing. I applied for hardship funding, especially during COVID. I still got funding. So I understand that she's an international student. Me, I'm a British, so I'm allowed in a way. I won't feel in a way bit, but maybe she might not have thought about applying. But then there's hardship funding she could have applied for. She has a visa that allows her to study here in the UK. And yes, it's normal. Even there are some students, international students, who can't even find jobs because yeah, jobs no plenty like that. So well said, Rita. She could have applied for support, even with her academics, to say no, or maybe she needs to get extension for her study. If there's any essay due, she could have applied for that. But I know that some people they don't like to put their matter out there. Maybe she's one of those people, but now she's in a state whereby she just has to come out here and say and seek help. Like I said, guys, regardless of all of these things I'm saying, I'm not being sensitive. I'm not rubbishing her. I'm not rubbishing what she's going through, but she desperately needs help. And I want to believe that something can still be done to, so that Home Office could, overturn this decision they've given her. But let's keep listening, guys.
It's possible to come out of the depression I was passing through, even if it was hard.
Thank you, that
My heart
jockey.
is aching. My heart is breaking into pieces. My heart is breaking into pieces. So,
So, guys, she's in York. If anybody knows any lawyer or any legal center that could help her, please, please, please. Once I'm going to find her Instagram and TikTok page, I'm going to put it in the comment section. If any of you want to reach out to her, and if by any chance, if this video reach out, if any lawyer comes across this video, please, she needs help. She needs help because she's actually for now she's depressed. I don't even know. She was not even going to be able to continue that study now because the Office already asked her to leave. Maybe they will have just pity her and allow her finish her degree at least because they've just started a new session. I don't know how long ago this happened to her, but students just went back there to start a new session 2025 to 2026. Maybe they could have just allowed her finish her studies and they maybe asked her to leave. But then now they say she has to leave with immediate effect.
2025, the Home Office messaged me to say that I overworked my hours.
So that Chucky said, wait, the details are there, exactly. And one of the first things on time is for international students. Yes. So she can't tell me she didn't see exactly. So that Chucky said, does that mean she has been working overtime for the last 3? So according to her, she overworked for 4 months. She overworked for 4 months. And she said she did that after her dad died because her dad was the one supporting her studies, supporting her financially with her studies. So it must have been the duration of when she lost her dad. That was where she carried on working, obviously she said she, unknowingly overworked. So I don't think it was in the last 3 years. It must have been between the phase of when her dad passed away. And I think according to what is on the screen, I've paused it and I'm going to read it in a second. So yeah, exactly. She just pissed off the immigration. Yeah, they must have. There's no way she would have known because she will have received a pay slip and she will have known that she's overworking. She will have known she was overworking. So she's saying that she did not know. I find that really hard to believe. So here it says here that the moment she overworked, so she did a 50 hours. Oh my god! Like she did a 50 hours work week commencing 29th of January 2024. It's not even 40 hours she overworked, though. She did more than 40 hours. So commencing January 2024, she did 50 hours of work when she was meant to do 20 hours. She did a 50 hours week. She did a 50 hours work commencing 5th of February 2024. So maybe her dad passed away in 2024. So in January, on the 29th of January, she worked 50 hours that week. That's like 30 hours over. And then on the 5th of February, she did another 50 hours. So that's 100. Meanwhile, she should have worked 40. So that's 60 hours already. She did 50 hours again in 12th of February. So where's my pen? I need to calculate how many hours she overworked. Guys, bear with me. So we calculate how many hours she overworked. Because she's claiming that she only overworked 40 hours. But Home Office will not lie. They have their records. So the first upper week there, she did 50 hours. And then another, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's like 200 hours plus. And then on the week commencing of 11th of March 2024, she did 25 hours. And then the following week, she did 22 hours. And then she did another 5 hours. And then she did another 5 hours. So that's 257. So all of this week now, she's meant to do at least 20 hours those weeks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 20 hours times 8, that's 160. So 257 minus 160. She overworked 97 hours between the pace of January and April of 2024. And our sister says she only overworked 40 hours. She overworked 97 hours. And she must have known from her pay slip that she was definitely overworking. So according to this thing on the screen here, from the letter they sent to her, she clearly definitely overworked. So before we make a decision, we have contacted you to give you the opportunity to provide any information relevant to our decision. So in this regard, I felt like she could have just gone straight to a lawyer. When she received this letter, she should have just gone to a lawyer straight away. She shouldn't have tried to handle the case herself. But I think she handled the case herself. So according to this write-up, before we make a decision, we have contacted you to give you the opportunity to provide any information relevant to our decision, including any reasons why you think your permission to enter should not be cancelled. We are therefore considering whether it is appropriate to cancel your permission to enter. So you must provide. So, like I said, they gave her the chance to explain.
I need to give my reasons. So I gave them the
Hold on, guys. I want to be able to read it proof she's providing for
so
us.
I gave
So, according to the letter she was received, she said she gave them the reason. Like I said, she shouldn't have gone ahead to do this by herself. Oh my God. I wish I knew about this. I would have just said, you know what? Take that letter, go to the nearest immigration lawyer you can find. If it means setting up a payment plan for that lawyer to take up your case, but I believe she replied on her own. She could have even gone to Citizen Advice Bureau. Citizen Advice Bureau would have been able to help her format a letter. Because at times when Citizen Advice Bureau deal with cases, they have lawyers that advise them against the information they are giving to people as well. So this was the letter, obviously. I think she used a solicitor, actually. I see something Dell solicitors, whom they wrote to Home Office. So they said that we have been instructed by Miss Onyiye Grace to act on our immigration, blah, blah, blah. If you could account, because she's added she's added whatever things, what's it called now? Think it to her. She's added caption, so I'm not able to read that, but it seems you actually used a lawyer. Okay, so we provide as follows: a summary of the applicant's circumstances followed by a detailed outline and our representation on behalf of the applicant. Attached is a letter of authority from our client. So yeah, she involved a lawyer. Okay,
them the honest reason.
so I think this was a case of, she explained here, blah, blah, blah. I can't read that because there's a caption there. Unfortunately, she did not fully understand the link at the time and assumed that the term dates remained the same as 2022 enrollment later. So I think what she's claiming here was that she confused the term time dates. It remained the same as 2022 enrollment letter, which she relied on previously. Since our university timetable remained blank throughout January 24, she genuinely believed that classes had not resumed. See, if uni resumed at September, we all know that the first 4 weeks, know they do anything. Though school don't resume, but because you don't have a class assigned yet, does not mean that you should carry on working. That was what happened to her. So you all know, like my kids went back to uni now. The first 3 weeks, they were not doing anything, but official start date of university started on the 17th of September. So because school don't resume since, let's say school resumed 1st of September, and because you don't have lectures throughout September, you now carried on working. That was what happened to her. That was what happened to her. She knew better. She knew better. So that's what this letter is saying here, that there's explanation a lawyer gave out that, since our university timetable remained blank throughout January, she genuinely believed that classes had not resumed. It does not matter if classes had not resumed. You are like school already resumed. You should have just gone back to your 20 hours a week. It does not matter if you had lectures or not. The timetable, the scheduled time for you to resume already started. She genuinely believed that classes had not resumed. It was not until mid-February, following a conversation with a fellow student, that she became aware of the error. On the 16th of February, she received an email from the IT team. But then, the hours that Home Office calculated, she overworked from January 2024 till April. So, did she not know that lecture don't resume or uni don't resume in February, March, and April as well? Like, come on. She messed this up herself. She genuinely believed it was blah, 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 that she became aware. So on the 16th of February, she received an email from the IT team informing her that the attendance and timetable system had been temporarily unavailable, which explained why her timetable previously appeared blank. The IT team then provided guidance on where to access the record semester timetable. Upon reviewing it, she realized she had been following an incorrect timetable. So as a student, they told you when you're going to resume for the next session. Your timetable that you checked, it remained blank. Why didn't you go to student services to go ask, like, student services, please, I am so. Could you check if there's an updated timetable? She could have done that, right? But she did not. She was assuming because it was a blank. Your timetable for second year is not going to be the same as third year. Like, guys, I'm so mad at this girl. Like, the timetable you had in first year, when you go to second year, it's not going to be the same. The days of the week will change. There will be different times. You have different courses. So whatever you studied in first year is not going to be the same thing as what you're going to study in second year. There'll be classroom changes. There'll be time changes for lectures. Like, duh, it's easy. So why did she assume that the timetable she had in second year was going to be the same for third year? Guys, am I making sense? Or Chioma, I see you. Welcome. Like, hello, Cassie. Like, I don't understand. So she continued that she went to IT. IT provided guidance upon where the semester is. Upon reviewing it, she realized she had been following an incorrect schedule. She promptly reduced her work hours, prepared accordingly, and returned to campus on the 18th of February. But she was still working overtime, overworking from January 2024 to April 2024. We respectfully bring to the Secretary of State's attention the most tragic and deeply personal circumstances that said, okay, she lost her dad, blah, 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 blah. So that was the explanation. The explanation was that when she opened her timetable was blank. So she thought that no lectures for January. But your lecture said you were going to resume classes in the month of January. Whether class deal, whether class no deal, you should have known no more overworking. And then in January that you know that you're supposed to resume your lectures again, the timetable was blank. Common sense, you could have gone to student services and asked, excuse me, please, I'm due to start my so class. I can't find my timetable. Could you help me? Or even send an email. She did not do that. But let's keep listening.
Since why I made this mistake.
It was not a mistake.
Because
You knew.
currently, in as much as I'm passing through all this, my progression.
Cassie says some people have this mentality that it won't happen to me. Yes. So they continue to break rules normally. You can't tell me she didn't know she was exactly. That's what I'm saying here. At first, I was like, okay, genuinely maybe, but she knew. She knew what she was doing. That Chucky said, I'm sorry, there are some things you don't take the piece and risks. Is try to outsmart the home office. It's not going to work. Exactly. Ignorance is more. Help me tell her. But yes, she still needs help though. And I think it's actually out of her hands now because it looks as if she actually saw the services of a lawyer, but the case has now gone through where she's not going to be able to move on. So she has completed. So this is as you have completed level 5 of your program of study with a credit weight at 7 point. You may now progress on to the next level of study, and you will be sent re-enrollment instruction in due course. So this is a result from I can't even see the date, but this is a result from like previous year. So yeah, she's allowed to progress, but as it is, she can't now because home office wants her to pack her bags and go home.
Results. It's good. I'm currently um I'm in first class. And that was what my dad always wanted for me. They didn't listen to me. They asked me to leave the country with immediate. They didn't give me chance to get, at least to complete my studies. That was the only thing I wanted. I just wanted to complete my studies. When the home office messaged me, I contacted the uni. I was being very honest. Really honest. I told them what I was passing through. I told them what happened.
You were not being honest. You knew you shouldn't have overworked. You knew you were not able to find your timetable. You could have gone to school to go find out. So she knew about the term time. See now, she knew about obviously working extra hours during term time, right? Or end of term time. But don't let me continue talking so that it doesn't seem as if I'm witch hunting her. But she knew her error. She was not being truthful from the beginning. She was not. She knew what she was doing. You've been here for 3 years. You know you're not supposed to. You should know your term times. You should know. And if you were confused, you could have asked student services that, could you advise me further? I intend taking. They would have told you. And I understand that she lost her dad, which means that where she's getting the extra support might no longer come from there. I clearly understand, but then, like I said, she could have sought help, hardship funds, go to your church or wherever they could be able to help you, cut down on the size of maybe where you're living. If you need to go and share accommodation, you share accommodation so that you're able to keep up with your bills and stuff like that. But what do I know?
But unfortunately, the uni withdrew my sponsorship.
All right, let me see that letter.
The uni withdrew my.
So they withdrew her sponsorship. So it says here that student circumstances, students to present, GE outlines, blah blah blah. So according to what they've they've withdrawn our sponsorship. Yeah, they've withdrawn it. So they continue. Let me see if I can read it. They said here that G outlined the circumstances of her visa breach and explained that she reported herself to the visa team. SC notes that the university appreciates her honesty. SC explained that due to her legal requirements for YSL as a visa sponsor, is the university was obliged to withdraw sponsorship of GE's visa, and as a result, as studies at YSI, SC notes that it is possible for that the Home Office would be willing to be lenient. LW confirms that GE has enough credits to receive an exit award, a diploma of higher education. So at least they're going to give us something. And in the future, they could attend an institution at level 6 to top up the award to the full BSc award. GE disclosed details of personal circumstances strongly after affected her. As a result, GE explained that she worked extra hours to earn money to finish her degree and achieve a good mark. See, even when that incident happened, she could have actually gone to uni and explained to them. There would have been a way around this for her. But the explanation she gave, they could just read through her. So SC acknowledged that G has been through a lot and that she has been a good student. SC recommends that G speak with the well-being team and other support at this time and going forward. TC outlines the next steps going forward. TC explained that the visa team will contact the Home Office for a final ruling on the matter. TC is keen to emphasize that if the Home Office are of a mind to be lenient, G's visa sponsorship will be reinstated. TC suggests 5-10 working days as a usual response from the Home Office. TC confirms this that once G's visa sponsorship is withdrawn, G has a 60-day period to leave the country, but suggests that complying with the need to return home may work in our favor in the eye of the Home Office. SC confirmed that G will not be able to work once our visa sponsorship is withdrawn. G expressed concern, blah, blah, it will be in financial, suggests that the university may be able to assist. See, now, the university may be able to assist. She knows this. When she was going through that, she could have gone to the university. I've seen people whereby students struggle financially to pay their fees. The only thing that happened is that they are still allowed to continue their study, but they just won't be able to graduate until their fees, until they finish their fees. Even if they pass all of their subjects, they will not be able to graduate. They will not receive their certificates. At the end of the day, you might be able to come up with like a payment plan. I've seen somebody that actually went through this, but this guy, at the end of the day, he abandoned the master's thing and went to go and marry a Oyinbo girl. That was what he did. This is somebody that I know personally. And no, nobody said that this one finished. He actually, they found out that he plagiarized. They found out that his project or his dissertation, he had lots of plagiarism. Or I think maybe they found that he copied somebody's work or something, and they gave him the chance to come and defend his work instead of him to come. I think they had a meeting and they gave him the chance to rewrite his dissertation again. But as Uncle was like, that's him going to repeat the year again. Uncle decided to ignore them. And what did he do? He found a white girl. He found a white girl that he impregnated. He's been with that white girl for, when was that? So my last daughter was about a year old then. So that's this like about maybe 10 years later. He's already gotten his permanent stay now because obviously it's not maybe he's married to the white girl. He's not married to the white girl, but they've been together for a very long time. They could not go. The reason why the white girl cited that they cannot go to Nigeria to marry is that she got phobia for flights. She can't enter plane. So meanwhile, Home Office does not make it mandatory for them to go to Nigeria to go get married. So they are both together now. They have a child together. And that was how this one turned his masters to marrying a white girl. I mean, dating a white girl to not having a live to remain. Meanwhile, this guy, he has a wife in Nigeria with a child. He has a wife in Nigeria with a child. And in fact, that wife and the child said don't enter UK. They are currently I think they are currently in Edinburgh or something. I've never met the wife since she arrived, but they are someone this is someone I know. I know their story firsthand because I know them personally. Let's keep listening to her.
Sponsorship. I withdraw my sponsorship.
Yeah, I believe a lawyer can still help her with this. I believe so. But then it's in her money. She will remain and she'll be fine. Exactly. But yes, it's the money. It's the money because she will pay lawyer fees and she'll still have to pay for. I knew it was a phobia for flight. That was what she cited though. she been as long as now Igbo girl they talk him. Say if one black girl want to marry you, another black guy now. And you think they will listen to the black girl and say, because I have phobia for flight, they'll just throw the application out the window. So yeah, it's all about the money because she'll have to pay lawyer fees and she'll still have to pay our university fees as well. And you guys know international student fees is not cheap. It is not cheap. Anna's expression said, "Welcome, sis. I remember my days in Aberdeen Uni in 2016. They were not even strict on the 20 hours per week, but on more men, I no risk am exactly. I only started working when I was done with school. Chai, I feel sorry for her. Yeah. Hello, Sophia. Sophia said, it would be better to be a little kind to this girl. Right, Sophia, shut your mouth. Okay? Shut your mouth. It is when you talk about things like this, I've already said what I have to say, and then in the midst of that, we still have to put it out there the way it is. So get the fuck out of here. You're not needed here. I knew it all said phobia for flight. Yeah, that was the excuse the white girl gave. But like I said, if na black girl talk the home office will not believe you. You will lost like, oh well, sorry. Maybe when you overcome your phobia for flight, you let us know. But yes, it was a white girl. The white girl, like, I've got phobia for flight. Then I was thinking in my head, but this girl, they travel on holiday now. Is she traveling by road? That was what she did. She said. And yeah, so which meant they didn't have to go to Nigeria to go get married, because normally what they said to them was like, she has to go to Nigeria to go get married to this guy. But then she didn't have to. That the guy has, when they first gave them paper, it was given I think 3 years, so he has to renew 4 times. Is it 4 or 3 times? Then afterwards, he now put in an application for indefinite leave to remain. So it's been a while that I've spoken to them. So, and I believe you already got his indefinite leave to remain now. Yeah. But yeah, let's carry on with this lady's story.
I cried. I cried. I begged them. I told them that
This is not a matter of begging.
I was just in a vulnerable state. They didn't come through for me. They only treated me like a thief. And treating me like a thief. I've asked the uni if they would allow me, even if I go back to my country, to allow me finish my course online at least. That was the only thing I asked. But they said no. They said they can't. So I can't even get my degree. I can't. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. 3 years of pain. 3 years of constant pain. I had to work even when I'm sick. I had to work even when I'm depressed. I had to work even when I don't know where to run to. I held on so strong. I held on so strong. But then, no help, no route. Currently, I'm making my plans to leave the country. I'm making my plans to leave. They asked me to live with him
You've
in
asked her
any
to leave
bed.
you.
This is a country I've stayed for 3 years. I've established myself for 3 years. What am I going back to? I have no money to go back to. I have nothing to go back to.
So you guys heard the what she's going
Hey
through there.
guys, my name is
Let's see. I don't know if this is a recent one, but let's see.
Eni Onyinye Grace. I created an ebook and it's called Mental Reset.
So that's just her other things on her page. Yeah. So as it is now, she's been asked to leave the United Kingdom, and I'm gonna try and see if I can go to her page right now, because I don't know why my TikTok keeps logging me out. It says that she has to leave, and I want to go see if I can find any updates um in regards to her story. Okay, because I've been trying to go to her page. I can't find any updates so far, but let me see if I can go to her page right now and see if there's any update. So I'm trying to log back in to see if I can get back into her page. Guys, like I said, if there anybody knows of any lawyer that can still help her, I just pray she's able to get this result, because it's a lot. And yes, she's going through depression right now. She's crying. I just don't know how she's gonna survive this, because if I actually asked her to leave, let me find her page again. I think his her name is Precious Onye something. Onyinye Grace or something. That's her name. Onyinye Grace Enyi. I want to see if there's any update on her page. So yeah, let me share my screen again with you guys. I don't think there's any updates so far on our page. Um, so this is our TikTok page, and this is the video we just watched. This is a video we just watched, and so there are comments in the comment section already. People are like, no, maybe she should reach out to a certain lawyer that they give advice and stuff like that. I just felt that what she's doing now, she could have done it like, when she suffered the loss of her dad. That's when she should have reached out straight to the uni, obviously to let them know of, this is a man who supports me. Now that he's gone, I'm going to struggle. I'm sure the uni will have been able to come up with something for her, either like a pay another, maybe they might recalculate her uni fees and give her another form of payment plan or something. Because as it is now, it seems like medicine after death. Hello, tough luck, how are you? Just if it's 4 a.m. in the morning, still asleep, but I'm half listening. Oh, sorry, I woke you guys, I woke you up. So yeah, people are like saying she could reach out, and people are advising her to go home, that it wasn't meant to be like, oh, more, it's gonna be hard, even though the uni said they're going to give her like a diploma or something, that in future she can always come back, to get a BSc or whatever. But then she's been here for 3 years, almost 3 years. She's in final year, and now being told to leave is sad. But like I said, um, this is like medicine after death, and I don't know if she will be able to swap her visa. I don't know. So that's why I said she really needs to go speak to like an immigration lawyer that knows their. So somebody here said, please seek COS, seek for COS ASAP. And somebody replied saying that, so it's not same home office that will approve COS exactly. And somebody also said that she can't switch. She can't switch. Students can't switch again until while they are still in the UK. Oh, all right, okay. And somebody said it will be hard because some sell it and it will be difficult for her to. So that's that. There, people are like advising. I don't think there's any update on our page. Let me see.
Heart of gratitude. I mean, there's something I've been looking up to God to do for me. Like something that, you know, it's neither he do it now or now.
So
So
this video right here, I think she posted it on the. I don't know. I don't know how you checked it for how long a video was posted. Um, I don't know. It says 9/11. So what's today's date? I don't know. But this happens to be the most recent day because it says that this was posted 17 hours ago. So any other video on our page might have been days ago. So yeah, that's our situation there. And I just thought I would bring this story here that what. Um I think it's BSc. She's an undergraduate student. So I don't know how she's going to be able to proceed with this. From that story, there's a rule for a reason, and she's gone against that rule. Only if she's able to get an advice from a lawyer. And in the first place, she actually used the services of a lawyer, but still the home office still asked her to leave. Is it's really, really sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. But then, like I said, she knew there was no way she will have. She's saying that she unknowingly overworked. You can't say you unknowingly overworked. You have a time where they call term time, and you know when you're supposed to resume back to lectures. So, like I said, if a new term starts on the 5th of September, and there's nothing in your timetable, it does not mean you don't have lectures. It does not mean you don't have lectures. The school already said the term begins on the 5th of September. So you should automatically go back to you working your 20 hours. But she carried on working 20 hours from January till April. And like I said earlier on, that I understand that, yes, she lost her dad, that she was going to struggle. I believe that it was immediately she got the news of losing her dad, she should have just go and contact straight with the university, the student service, to say, you know what, I might struggle. My dad is the one funding my studies, and I only work 20 hours a week. They will have advised her on how to proceed. They will have been the best. They will have been able to say to her, okay, maybe they'll probably come up with another some sort of plan for her in terms of paying fees. They might even be able to help her, maybe give her a discount or something, for her school fees. But hey ho, what do I know? And like I said, I'm praying for her. I'm hoping that this video might reach somewhere and they might be able to offer advice, or even God might even help her and get somebody to work pro bono for her. I just wish her all the best. But guys, the UK is not joking. Please, if you're on any kind of visa, do not do what you're not supposed to do. Is I've Even though I was never an international student. I was never an international student. I know not to work over 20 hours as a student. I know. Like I said, I've met with a lot of international students and I'm still meeting a lot of them every day. So these things is like ABC that you must not read as ZYK. And yes, when you suffer major loss like that, it's best you keep in contact with your university. They might be able to even, like I said, they might even be able to support you. If it is about your fees, they might be able to offer you discounts and maybe rearrange your payment plan. Or even if you don't have a job at that moment, they might even be able to put you across maybe like employers that might be able to offer you a job, you know. And I know this is not me advocating. I know there are some people who do cash at hand. This is not me telling you to go and do, because if you get caught, that one is Niger helele, because they will arrest you and they will take you. I know there are some people who do it. Even as a student, they do cash at hand. But then that is like you working cheap labor. And I will never ever encourage or advise anybody to do it. In a job where you are supposed to be paid on a normal day, if you're working with your visa, you maybe as you work, you're meant to get £15 an hour. But if you go and do such hours, most jobs often include long hours, and then they'll be paying like, instead of getting £15 per hour, they'll be paying like maybe £8.50 an hour. I would never ever encourage anybody to do that, because you're stressing yourself on top waiting. But then I just I just pray she gets all the help she needs. And like I said, I empathize with the fact that she lost her dad. And maybe she could have reached, I don't know, maybe upon her dad's death, maybe there was nobody else back home to continue supporting her. But like I said, it's sad that she's found herself in this situation. And I'm wishing her all the best. Like I said, if anybody comes across, if you're a lawyer, or you know somebody who has been through same experience, who can maybe help her or even offer an advice on what to do, because now she can't even switch her visa now. She can't. She's been asked to leave with immediate effect. She's been asked to leave. Anna's suspicion said some employers said didn't they know this girl was on a student visa? Exactly. She probably might be claiming that she's still on term time or something. But then if over time they will all give her, because they would imagine that she would know. Employer no go check. Oh. They will not check. I mean, if they are offering her overtime and she's taking the hours, they will believe that, oh, maybe she's done with uni, or maybe she's still on some sort of holiday or something. But I don't know what transpired in that regard. But I'm not being insensitive. I've brought this video to kind of like advise people out there. Please, any kind of visa, whatever visa that you have, be very, very, be very, very conscious, and maybe be aware of the do's and don'ts. Okay, you don't want to find yourself in a situation whereby you are final year, and then because of the mistake you did, and I won't, yeah, let's say mistake, right? The mistake you committed, you're not being told to leave when she was just on the route to being here in the UK. You could have imagined that she finished studying, she gets a job, and then within the 18 months she gets a job. From there, she starts to build her life down. They've cut that dream short for her. They've cut that dream short. It's sad. It's super, super sad. But like I said, I still feel that there's still a way around this. I think there's still a way around it. She just needs to find a lawyer that will be upfront, like in home office face, with all of the rules and with all of their policies or stuff. It's just sad. That Chucky said, see, my advice for international says stay the hell out of social media. They look, yes, they do look, yeah, they do look. I mean, she got other stuff that she does on her channel, on her page. Larry Victor said, I think she tempted the UK law. The working hours for this are specific. UK law is exactly. And like I said, hence why when she was like, she unknowingly overworked, she knew what she was doing. I was thinking maybe she was like a new student, but this is her third year. Third year. So in first year, you know not to overwork your visa, because you know you're only allowed 20 hours. Time, whatever, you know. Second year, you know not to overwork. And I understand, like I said, I empathize with her that she lost her dad. Her dad is the one funding her studies. At that instant, when she suffered that loss, she could have just contacted the uni straight away. Say, oh, this happened. My dad is the one funding my studies. It's no more. There's no financial means coming from back home. I'm going to struggle with my studies. I'm going to struggle with paying my fees. What help can you offer to me? Trust me, if she had done that, the uni would have helped her. They would have helped her. They would have. But she carried on working, claiming that she had a blank timetable. So she thought that, oh, that January period. But then it was not only January that you were working, overworking. You overworked for 4 months, January to April. You overworked for 4 months. So is it for 4 months she did not attend uni? She did not have a timetable, and she did not think to go to uni to say, oh, why is my timetable blank? With me, yeah, even though I knew my kids were going back, so I was asking my daughter, like, Miss, when are you going back to uni? Because uni is, she was like, oh, mom, my lecture don't start until so. She knew. She knew when her induction would be, even though they do it in different phases. So obviously she's going into third year. The induction for first year is going to be different from the induction of a third year student. The induction of a second year, even though the same course, the induction of a second year student is going to be different from the induction of a third year student. That's how it works. But still, you know all of these things, and guys, I really feel for her. I really feel for her. That Chucky said the time she spent on TikTok, that's the time to make this inquiry. Exactly. Lost change. Even mean that I'm not even on any sort of visa. I still go about with all of these immigration rules, to keep our bread, because I live here. Of what use is it that you live in a country that you don't know of the changes that is happening? I know somebody that is very, very close to me, that person, care. Care. He's living in this country, but if you ask him now, what is the latest change? Yes, BBO, that's what she said. That she overworked. She claimed that she overworked for 40. What did she say? She overworked for 40 hours, but according to the information that the Home Office sent to her, she overworked for 4 months. She overworked for 4 months. The video is here now. I don't know if I want to play it again, but she overworked for 4 months, and no one of us brought proof to say she overworked for 4 months. Let's see that video again. She overworked for 4 months, and she claimed that she only overworked temporarily or something. Let me fast forward it to where she said she overworked. So according to her write up here, she said, "I am a final year student at York St. John. My visa was cancelled after a 4 month historic work breach." So yeah, 4 months work breach. Yeah, that's what our write-up says here. My visa was cancelled after a 4 month historic work breach during a mental health crisis after my father's death. No possible way out, no forgiveness, no way of completing my BSc. That's why I said that immediately she got the news that dad passed away, she should have reached out straight to the university to say, you know what, this is the dilemma I find myself. My university fees, I might not be able to meet up with the payments. This is what has happened. I can guarantee you, university will do something. They will do something. But what did she do? She went on working, and she claimed that it was because her timetable was blank in January, and she thought that, oh, maybe there was no lecture. Even if there was no lecture, that term don't start already. The term already started. You kept on working when you could have gone into state services or even email them to say, like, why is my timetable blank? When is my first lecture? And then Home Office had part to detail. I'm looking for that section where
Oh God,
Home Office
was
said, yeah, this is the list. This is what the Home Office said. The time that she worked, they gave her the time. Yes, they must have gotten all of this from the HMRC. She knew she overworked, and yes, they've cancelled her visa. They've cancelled her visa, and they asked her to leave. Baby, so her VA people got out. Oversharing is a problem. She should have asked school for exactly. She should have that's what I said. Immediately she got the news that dad passed away. University should have been like, like, come, this is what happened, because according to her dad is the one who was funding her university. She could have reached out to university straight away. Like I said, the uni will have done something to help her. They will have done something to help her. So this video on the screen, it was shared 17 hours ago. So I've not seen any further update on her page yet.
Hey guys, my name
So
is.
this is her advertising a book that she sells on her page. So I've not seen any other video on her page yet. Since this video that we are watching, there's no other updates yet. Yeah, there's no other updates yet. And people are like, okay, just go home. It's easier said than done. Oh. It's easier said than done. And like I said, when she was going through that help, when she knew she was going to struggle, instead of overworking, is she not attending any church? Yes, and I understand some people will say, oh, they don't go to church in the UK. They don't, like, come, I know. Even me that I'm sitting down here, I go to church, but like my mom gave me one advice years ago that come any church you go, don't join their politics. So I don't know what she meant by that. I don't know what she meant by that. Don't join their politics. It's not see me being going to MFM. I would want to be a worker in the church. I would want to like be a choir, but obviously because I wear makeup, we all know MFM we are not allowed to wear makeup. And me, I wear makeup, and because of that, I can't be a worker because I wear makeup because I wear woman hair. I open my hair. I can't. And me, I'm like, come. Anything that is going to restrict my appearance because I'm coming to church, I'm not willing to do it. I can serve God in other ways. If because I attend the church and because of my outward appearance, I can't be a worker in the church, then so be it. And then it goes on to remind me of the advice my mom gave me that you know what, whatever process that is going on in the church, don't. If all you want to, if you go to church, do your prayer, pack your bag, and get out. That's what I do. I go into church, go there to serve God willingly with my heart. I can't be a choir, no problem. I can't be an usher, no problem. I can't take up any role in the church because of my outward, the way I dress, I wear makeup, I do this. Fine, no problem. I go there, do my prayers, any contribution for women's program. Is there any event in the church? I put my bit in. But when it comes to working, no, in the church, no, I don't. In as much as I would love to, but because there's that politics of I can't because I wear makeup, I wear no. I'm like, okay, no wala. It is my heart that God sees. So with that being said, I know some people don't want to go to church. It's all right. But then as a student, you don't have any siblings, you don't have any relatives, you don't know anybody. It's the church you want to start with. If you're a Christian and you go to one, it's your church that you want to go to. That moment where she was overworking, like I said, I started the example of during COVID, after COVID, when some students came. Most of them, they came, my church, they organized cooked food. Every Sunday when they come, they are giving cooked food, dry food. In fact, at some point, the church was announcing that if anybody has a room to rent, or that some student would need accommodation, or blah, 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 blah. And I'm sure at some point, some certain member of the church actually housed some of those students till they were able to get their own accommodation. So if you were a Muslim, you could have gone to your community or use the food bank for your food, toiletries, and stuff. But overworking, you put yourself in that condition, you put yourself in that situation, or more, you don't even do it for 1 month, you did it for 4 months. Hey. Dachoke said, never experienced international student status. As a home student, I still had to work less. Student loans is debt. Exactly, student loans is debt. Even at some point for me, I was not going to take the student loan. But I was like, oh, if I don't take student loan, I'm going to struggle. Okay, I'm going to struggle because I can't work much. And then you don't want to put yourself under a lot of stress because you're studying full time. And in the UK, it is known that if you study full time, that is you telling the work department that you are not available for work. That's how it is. So hence why some people will take the student loan to support themselves. Because I remember when I went to uni for my first degree and I would try to go to job center to go and apply for a job, they were like, well, you are studying full time. That is you telling us automatically that you are not available for work. And immediately they told me that I kukuma did not bother myself. I did not bother taking an employment. I remained my full-time student. I faced my full-time student and I took the student loan. And on top of that, I was able to get discretionary funding from the uni to support me. You know, they were like, yes, because you're a full-time student, you're not working, you don't have an income. So the uni was giving me discretionary funding as a home student. And there was a time when I even found out from all these other white students, they were like, come, if your washing machine broke, that is unexpected expenditures. You can apply to uni. I did, because yes, my washing machine broke, and I had to show them proof of the washing machine. Like, no, this is what happened. I applied, and yes, I got money to buy a new washing machine. If my Hoover broke, anything breaks, electronic, I applied through the uni to say, you know what, my Hoover is not working, my fridge is not working. I applied, and they gave me the money to go and buy a new fridge and a new dishwasher, a new washing machine. They do that because why? They know it is not easy to study full time and also want to take up employment on the side. They know. So that's why discretionary funding, all of these things, it did here. There was even a time when I was actually moving home as well. Like I was moving house. It was during winter period and I was struggling. And yes, I had my dissertation to complete. That was my fourth year, my first degree. I had my dissertation to complete. And I was like, there was no way I'm going to be able to move home and then write this dissertation and submit it. I contacted Student Union. I said to them, come, I have a child in hospital who is asthmatic. She's been in hospital because, thank God, I almost lost that child because I did not know that she was having a serious asthma attack. Her lungs were shutting down. It was not when I was at uni. It was my husband that she was at home. I kept her at home. She did not go to school that day. And I said to my husband, try and get her to the GP. It was from the GP surgery that they called an ambulance and an ambulance took her straight to the children's hospital. It was at the hospital that they called me and I had to jump out of lecture room that day. And yes, I was in the middle of moving house. I wrote to student service that come, this my dissertation that is meant to be submitted so day. I'm sorry, I will not be able to submit. And I gave them all the reasons. So I was meant to submit maybe January 15 or something. I was given 3 months extension and it did not affect my graduation date either. I was given an extra 3 months to write my dissertation and submit. Yes, I went to the panel and I gave them my story. I had a child in hospital. I was moving home. There was no way I was going to do it. And they said, yes. How long do you think it's gonna be useful for you? Student services representative that followed me said, I think ideally 3 months. And yes, they gave me extra 3 months to write my dissertation and submit. And it did not affect me in any way. So these services are there. Yeah, it's there. If you don't ask for it, you will not get. You will not get. Eat and Travel said, I don't get it. She's selling a book on TikTok. That's another visa breach. Oh. That Chucky, we've not even seen that. That Chucky already said that she should get off social media. So that's another breach. I believe she said there's a video here now that she's selling. There's a book she wrote.
My name is Eni Onyinye Grace. I created an ebook and it's called Mental Reset Toolkit. I created this ebook when I was in a place where I completely feel overwhelmed, like life was happening too fast and I couldn't keep up. I was giving my energy to everything and everyone except myself. I didn't feel grounded. I didn't feel okay. I felt exhausted. So I paused and I asked myself, what do I really need right now? And the answer was simply peace, stillness, and clarity. That was how Mental Reset
That Chucky.
Toolkit was born. Not from perfection, but from pain, healing, and love. It is safe space to come back to yourself, full of calming tools, journaling prompts, affirmations, self-check, AI.
I agree with what BB said here. That you know what, if you have a student visa, you can be considered ASA, exactly a word of the school. Talk to them, be honest. Exactly, be honest. Let them know your circumstances because is to study abroad is very, very easy. It's easy to study abroad as compared to our country, Nigeria. They know what it means to study. So they will provide, like I said, be honest in what you do, speak to them, let them know your circumstances. They will always help. If they are not able to help, they will refer you to places that will give you help. Because they know that you are far away from home. You are far away from home. So here she's talking about the ebook she created. So I don't know if she's selling it, but she said she created an ebook. And just like Ethan Travel said here, that if she created an ebook that she's selling there, that's another visa breach. What do I know? What do I know?
Prompts, things that helped me find pace. If you feel tired, anxious, and not just like yourself lately, this is for you. To download this ebook, you're gonna find the link in my bio. It's going to take you to the website that you're going to
Selling it.
download this mind-blowing ebook. I'm sure and I'm very, very sure that it's going to help you because these are the things that helped me come back to myself again. It helped me reset my mental state and everything. I'm very sure it's going to help you. Rush now to the link of my bio and get yourself this mind-blowing ebook. And I will see you on the next one. If you get the ebook and you've used it, please let me know what you think.
Let me go to her bio to see if it's still there. Okay, so that page it says under construction. I've just clicked on the link in our ebook on our page. So it says that this stand store is currently under construction. Maybe she deactivated it, but the link is still under. But she says it's a free journal. According to her profile, it says free journal plus tools below. But when I clicked on that link, it says the page is under construction. Anyway, guys, like I said, they are saying. Anyway, guys, I just thought I should bring this here. Like I said, I'm hoping that she's able to get help. I don't want to believe this is the last for her. She just needs to try again. She just needs to try again because I know it's hard. Like after all these years, eh? Nigeria, they come and tell you to now pack your bag and be going. You overworked. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go now. Please leave your thought and opinion as always. With all of, like I said, I'm not trying to be insensitive here. I empathize with her that she lost her dad. I just believe that there should have been there was a better way she could have approached this. Yeah, you're an international student, but because you're an international student does not mean that you're not able to seek for help. Yes, anybody can go through this, you know. That Chucky said, hey, yeah, try stay on social media. I mean, she's already shared that video there and it has about 146,000 views. So let's hope that the video will get to somebody that will be able to help her because according to her, they asked her to leave as soon as possible. And if she doesn't leave, if she wants to go and if she tries to live on the ground, I don't even know how she's gonna live, you know. Who's gonna put her in a house? Who's gonna house her? Who's gonna pay her bills? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to live illegal. You don't want to live in the way UK is now, you can't live illegal. In fact, me, I won't even advise it. Don't even do it. Like I said, I pray she's still able to find help. And yeah, I wish her all the best. I wish her all the best. And if it means that she has to go back to Nigeria, well, Nigeria, in as much as Nigeria is not it's not the way we want it to be. This might be this might be another door for her. Maybe this is how God wants to open another door for her. We don't know. We don't know. But I still believe that maybe there might still be something that she can do. PMCK said a visa is attached with conditions. Full stop. Abide by conditions exactly. And you know what? She's been abiding for 3 years. And yes, I understand circumstances change. Yeah, that's what change of circumstances. She could have gone to you and tell them that I've had a major change of circumstances. So this is what's going on. I'm still going to keep saying it. The university will have stepped up to help her. Mhm. You know, BBO said this not even be the era to be shady. Not at all. Not at all. On the ground, I would rather exactly like you don't even want to. You don't even want to. I would never ever advise anybody. That's why I always say that no, in as much as I am Team Jackpa, don't jackpot illegally. Okay, do not do it illegally. Come in through the legal way, because at the end of the day, you have a purpose for living. And as for her, it was her dad's desire that she graduates. She has a degree. Her dad is no more, which is sad. But then, how is life going to be now? A simple mistake. You knew about these conditions, and you'll have thought that with all of the changes that is going on with all these visa changes in the UK, that whatever visa you have, you will have guarded it, like guard it to all your life, that you'll be very, very careful about the things you do. But it's sad. It's sad, it's sad that the case has been is the way it is for her. Like I said, you can't hide because if you hide, they will find you. They will find you. It might not as be as crazy as Trump is trumping in the US now, but they will find you. Because like I said, how do you want to live? How do you want to pay your bills? How do you want to pay your bills? Yeah, your friends might be able to accommodate you for a few days or a few months, but as time goes on, you start to become a burden to them and they will start misbehaving. You'll be surprised that one of them will be the one to contact home office and tell them that you are living with them. And they'll come and raid you and they'll carry you. So I just pray that things change for her, things change for the better for her. I pray that there's still something that she's able to do. I just wish her all the best because I wouldn't wish this on my enemy at all. There's a reason why there's rules. There's a reason why there's policies, terms and conditions for you to abide with. There's a reason why all of these laws are in place. And ignorance will not save you. Don't say, I did not know. Why didn't you ask? If you are not sure about something, you could have asked. You could have asked. Yes, her dad was alive in year 1, year 2, year 3. Her dad passed away. Circumstances changed. You are not aware of these things. You could have asked. You could have asked. But, Ora said, we'll always break law. Anybody will break the law, be ready to face the consequences. That's just how it is. That Chucky said she knew, she took the risk or tempted by the employers. I'm sure they knew, but went on with the extra. Exactly. Exactly, because somebody did say that, but the employer will have known that she was on a student visa. So they know not to give her that much hours. But obviously she will have told them that, oh, I'm still on time. My timetable is this, that, but then they kept giving her all the extra hours, like 50 hours. A week, you're meant to work 20 hours. Or a normal working week. Me as I am now, my job, I work 37.5 hours a week. As a nurse, you are not allowed. You are not allowed to work over 45 hours because of the nature of the job. If you are doing overtime and you are doing 45 hours or more a week, they will have to call you. Your manager or somebody will have to call you that, are you all right? Is everything all right at home? Is everything okay with you? There are some jobs you are not allowed to work over a certain amount of hours, over your normal hours. And me, nothing is not easy. After working 3 long 12-hour shifts, my days off, I would rather be sleeping than be looking for overtime. I see some people who do work as a nurse, full time, and they still go to do bank job, like because bank is going to pay you double of the money you earn as an NHS worker. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I've never worked bank as a nurse before. I do my full time hours at 7.5 hours, and that's it. And even when I do overtime I work, I tell them I'm starting at so time and I'm finishing at so time. That is when I'm available. If it's not 6 hours, fine, I will do them. If they're happy, they will allow me, they will tell me to come. If they don't want me, they'll say, okay, well, that's fine. We'll be fine. You know? But hey ho. Stanley said, but home office don't check for all this without any updates. I pay sleep, I. Or maybe somebody called her, or maybe somebody gave that information, but I'm sure there will be a way they check the what. Maybe it's the employer. Maybe it could be the employer, because like I said, she has an NI number, and our employer will know she's a student. So why was she working 50 hours during term time? They will know. Our employer will know. Maybe it was our employer that did her dirty. Maybe. And if she claimed that she did not know, well, the first month, January, you got your pay slip. You know you were doing over the 20 hours a week. In the month of February, you overworked in your pay slip, and you still did not think to check that, why is my timetable still showing blank? Let me email student services. But what do I know? Guys, I'm going to round up now. I've got another 2 minutes and I'll be out of here. You know. So that Chucky said, Stanley, they do. It's all changed now. Exactly, since all these changes in immigration, they are doing any check. You might think maybe they are not checking, but they will not tell you they are doing the check now. I said earlier on that they came up with something that they're introducing this new thing that the HMRC or the DWP can now contact your bank to see how money is coming into your account, to see other sorts of money coming into your bank account. I've not seen anybody that's come out say that has been done to them, but I'm sure I've read a couple of articles that says that the Home Office or something, or the HMRC are planning on, having the right to contact your bank randomly and check accounts of people to see their income and expenditure. And I was like, is that not invading of privacy? If you can't find my name on electoral roll because I can remain private, it's in the UK, if you are on an electoral roll, there's a way you can make sure your information is not public. Your information cannot be accessed publicly. That's what I did with my name. So which means that when I'm applying for credit at times, they will ask me if I am on open, whatever. I can't even remember how they call it. So there's a way that if you're on electoral roll, you can choose to remain private so that just anybody cannot run a credit check on your name. There's a way you can do that. So if I have the chance or if I have a right to remain private on an electoral roll, why do they think it's all right for them to contact my bank to check how much money is coming into my account? Which I think I've not seen anybody, I've not seen them trying it, but I read the article. It's going to be a massive, massive breach of privacy and data information and whatever. But yes, things are changing. Anything, never say never. Things are changing in the UK. I'm not going to lie. Things are changing. Atu said if she succeeded in playing smart, she would have given a powerful testimony. Eat and Travel with OG said, know this now that there is now checks on your tax earnings. Yes, that's true, as they are cracking down. So please stick to your visa rules before you become the next case here. I hope they are listening. I hope they are listening. Even as a YouTuber now, they are telling us, I think I read, if you're a content creator, you need to start declaring your money that you earn on YouTube. And for me, the question I was asking is that the money you earn on YouTube is being taxed. So let's say, for instance, you make £5,000 on YouTube. They are already deducting tax. So let's say your total amount in the month of August was £5,000. By the time YouTube tax you, you get paid maybe £4,200. So if YouTube already taxed you, Should the HMRC be taxing you as well? Should they? Because I don't think it's fair that YouTube already taxing you, and now you tell HMRC that you have another income, and HMRC still wants you to pay tax when YouTube already common tax. I don't know how that works, but I'm still trying to find the answer to that. Yeah. That talk said, I have access to all my work history with home office. Why won't they? You see? Yes, I know of one with the bank issue. Yes, it's true. Oh, I've not seen it being happening, but if you are confirming, yeah, what's that? If you are confirming it, that means they are probably going to start doing it. You have to be careful, especially if you're on a visa. If you're on a visa renewing thing, you have to be very, very careful. And I'm not saying this because I want to make fun of her. Because once somebody came earlier on and say, hey, be fair on this girl. How have I not been fair? I already empathized with her with the fact that she lost her dad. I already empathized and I already sent my condolences to her. But in as much as we are trying to be sensitive and be kind on her, we still need to speak the truth here. We still need to point out the error she did, she committed. You know, it's because we can't correct each other. That's why things still remain the same the way it is in Nigeria. Eat and Travel said everything is changing. Even when you travel out, now they ask funny questions at the border. US are saying that if you need to apply for visas, you need to make sure all of the social media handles are public. I read an article that the US embassy invited Wale Soyinka for an interview for a visa. He refused to go. So now, is that him forfeiting his chance to travel to the US? I was actually going to do a video. Maybe I'll do a video about that. So Wale Soyinka refused. He said interview for waiting, that he's been applying for visa to go to US for almost part of his life. Why should he now go and apply for an interview? Maybe he's never been asked to come for an interview before, but now it's a new requirement. But Babasho Wale Soyinka said he's not going. She knew that he's not going. Ore said she knew what she was doing because she was not. No, she would have been paying tax because she was doing it via a certain employer, and it would have been recorded. There was no way she would have been able to get a job without her NI. So she would have been paying tax. I want to believe she would have been paying tax. And how did the Home Office? The Home Office would have been able to find that from her pay slip from the DWP or HMRC. She would have been paying tax. She would. Maybe it was just like something. There must have been a trigger from either the HMRC to say, "Oh, by the way, this person's a student. Why has her income gone up the way it's gone?" So they must have flagged their details up and then go in contact. But I don't know how that worked, but I'm sure she must have been paying tax. She must have been. The only way you work in this country and not pay taxes if you work cash in hand. And cash in hand is more or less like you are suffering yourself. I would never advise anybody to do that. If you're working cash in hand, you are just suffering yourself. I would never advise you to do that. Okay? I would never advise you to do that. That Chucky said, even if you travel 3 times, you will be questioned. Oh. TDF Kevin says, welcome TDF. Ignorance has no defense, even in court of law. Our people don't listen. Exactly, they don't do. And when you try and tell them now, they'll say you are witch hunting them. You don't like them. It's not a matter of witch hunting them. You just have to say the truth. Yes, I empathize with her. It's not fair that she's found herself in this case, but then she left what she could have done first to the last. Hence why Home Office has cancelled her visa and they are wanting her to leave. Eat and Travel said, I don't think they will tax you twice, but is their way of seeing if people are respecting regulations? Because I'm still kind of confused in regards to that because I was putting in the details and I was like, come, anytime I get payment from YouTube, they already minus tax. They tax me. The last time I paid almost 200 something pound, they deducted almost 200 something pound from what I earned. And I'm like, come. But then I still have to reply, I still have to report, but I've not seen any changes yet, but we'll see. And I am a small YouTuber. I am not making big money on YouTube, so but still, YouTube say common tax, That Chucky said M5 is called the modern era of technology. Tax is tax, yes. TDF said you're selling books online or selling anything, so be ready to be contacted and stripped with tax, or you breach the law and face consequences. Guys, be careful. Yes, so absolutely. TDF said, I got a friend who got in trouble for selling online. That's another job for your information. So if you are selling something online, if you have not in a year of you selling or starting that business, if you have not made up to £1,000, you don't have to report it. As soon as you start to make over £1,000 from that business in a year, you need to register as self-employed because that's another source of income. You need to register as self-employed. So there's a way, you might be employed, yes, but there's a way they're going to tax you as being self-employed. As soon as you have a small side also, and you already made over £1,000 every year or in a year, you need to register it as self-employed job because you need to pay tax on it. Anna Suspension said another way she should have done cash in hand jobs. Well, cash in hand job, codedly. Maybe that would have been another easy way out for her, but still. That talker said, yes, I was in the States and I asked for my socials. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm English. We don't use socials to ID myself. US is funny. They are all asking now, and we don't blame them. Anna said, not really. Oh. I was making hair as a student, cash in hand. Then exactly, cash in hand is slavery. She might not have any other handy job that she does. So for you making hair, that one that cash in hand, nobody has to know. Abi, because now for hand, people they come in your house come make hair, you they collect cash for hand, so nobody will know. But as soon as you put it online, you put it out there that you're selling, and it's like a website, you're selling stuff. You need to put it as self-employed. Even this YouTube that I'm doing now, yeah, I have to report it as self-employed because I'm making money from it. I'm making money from it. So we just have to be very, very careful. We just have to be very, very careful. Anyway, guys, let me go. I was only going to just share this information to advise people and warn students because, like I said, university, a new session just started a few weeks ago there. A lot of students are going back to uni, so be very, very careful, okay? Be very, very careful. Yes, you're coming as an international student. You're coming across as that you are able to afford all of your living wages and stuff. But then when anytime things changes, you need to let your university know ASAP. Any changes in your life at all, you need to, even if you are sick, now that she's going through, I mean, I won't say maybe now, even if you are going through mental health issues, if you're struggling, go and meet your uni that come, I'm going through this, I'm facing this. They will give you support. They will even, if you they will even tell you that come, if you have any exam that you're supposed to write, yeah, you can extend it and all of that. Make use of student services, make use of them. If you're struggling financially, speak to them. There's hardship funds, there's funding for you. People might say, oh, because you're an international student. If you don't ask, you don't get. If you don't ask, you don't get. If you don't ask, you don't get. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, let me go. And that said, and I have witnessed someone take it out by reporting to the home office, all because our charge was expensive. Yeah. Le bâton. Le bâton. Le bâton, it is well. It is well. Because you declare your second business, you have to declare it as soon as you start earning over £1,000. You have to declare it. You have to declare it. So that's my understanding. You have to declare it. You have to. Anyway, guys, let me go. I wish to stay longer now because there seems to be a lot of people watching me now. But if you're just joining the live stream, please, you can go watch the video from the beginning so you know where we are coming from. And I'm wishing this young lady all the best. If it means she has to go back to Nigeria, I don't know that would be. I don't know. I wish I could help, but at this point, I don't even know how to help. But I'll keep checking on her page, and I'm hoping that she's able to find help. And I'm wishing her all the best. And please, like I said, if there's anybody who knows of any situation like this, how did you if you're watching this, but please kindly suggest, give advice, let us know in the comment section. And if there's a way out for her, I'll be happy to chip in as well. If it means, maybe getting some sort of monetary help for her. But now we can't even get any monetary help for her because they've already cancelled the visa. The school already said the home office is aware, home office act has to leave already. So I don't know. But with that being said, thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate you being here. And with that being said, if you've been here all day and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. And if I find any further updates, I'll definitely bring it. And please, if you're a student, there's a reason why there are rules, terms and conditions in place. Do not overwork your 20 hours. If there's a need that you're struggling, get in contact with your uni. Don't let the overtime that they are giving you at work, don't let overtime at work enter your eyes. Don't. And if you know a skill Maybe not clothes. If you tailor, if you sabi sew cloth, maybe you should start doing that. You know, if you have handy jobs. And I think I want to try and do, I want to, if you want to learn other skills, I know how to, for me, I make candles and I sell candles. If you want to learn how to make candles, I can happily do a one-to-one with you, but it's going to come at a cost. I can teach you how to make candles, scented candles, all of this stuff. I can teach you, but it's going to come at a cost. You know, I could devote maybe 3 hours one-to-one with you, tell you how to start, where to start from, what you need, getting prepared to start selling your candles, because I sell that. I sell scented candles and all of that. So maybe if you have any side also that you can do, as long as you know you're making money, and if you're starting to make over £1,000, you need to declare the job. You need to declare it. Either even cash at hand, you need to declare it. Okay. Maybe if you're not advertising it on social media, but if you're selling books, you're selling anything sellable that you have to advertise online. Or more. Once you make your first £1,000, please, you need to declare it. And as a student as well, you need to be very, very careful about the kind of side hustle you do. Seek advice. Can I do a side hustle? When can I not do a side hustle? Even as a student, even though if you have a side hustle, please seek advice. Can I do side hustle business? What can I do and what can I do when it comes to self-employed or other side hustles? So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go and I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye for now. Bye, that Chucky, and have an amazing weekend. Bye, everybody.